Hey everybody, Shane here to tell you about my friend's Music Record Shop. Check them out, 4191A Manchester Avenue in the heart of the Grove, right between the demo and the Ready Room. This Friday, National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. They got new records from Sturgill Simpson, Al Green, Joey Badass, Between the Buried and Me, Primus, Clutch. All those are in pink vinyl for National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Also new records from Eagles of Death Metal, Cheap Trick, Paul McCartney, and more. So go down and get yourself some new records. Every Friday is a listening party. 10% off any purchase. New music all day. Complimentary beer from Four Hands Brewery. Also come down this Saturday, October 3rd. Rock Paper Podcast presents local music showcase this month. We're featuring Brother Lee and the Leather Jackals and Delta Soul Revival. That's 2 to 4, October 3rd in the Music Record Shop. Live in-store performance. So come see us. Check out Music Record Shop on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, musicrecordshop.com.
Hello and thank you for tuning in tonight to the Rock Paper Podcast. We are Divide the Empire.
Yeah, this is Rock Paper Podcast with Shane and his guests. You will listen to what he says. Shane will drive to your house and bring you brownies and talk for hours, 'cause it's Rock Paper Podcast. Tell me why it's nothing but a podcast. Tell me why we're making this for your ass. Tell me why all you gotta do is download Rock Paper Podcast. Rock Paper Podcast.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Shane Presley here, Rock Paper Podcast, hanging out with the guys of Divide the Empire. Boo!
Yeah. How you doing, man?
Hello.
Hey, welcome to the show, guys.
Thanks for having us. Thanks for coming out.
I guess probably be good to go around the room and everybody say hi and introduce yourself. So if you like.
I'm Joe Burrow. I play guitar.
Keith Thurnow. I play drums.
You do?
I do.
Randy Shanks. I vocals and guitar.
I'm Glenn on bass.
All right. Well, yeah. Thanks for inviting me over, guys.
Our top secret location.
Yeah, the Bat Cave.
Yeah, it's a neat little practice spot. I was jamming the record and
We're sorry.
drinking my Surge, and yeah, I was really digging this record, guys. I like quite a bit of it. I don't know. I was telling Joe. I believe I met you guys a while back. I don't know.
The Ice House, I think.
Yeah, it was. I don't know if all you guys were, if you guys had any lineup changes then, or but
No.
But it was Ice House and it was Still Line.
Yeah, Still Line.
And Molehill.
Yep.
And,
That was the night.
yeah.
The Ice Storm.
I was there.
I don't remember that being one of our better shows. I don't remember it being terrible, but it wasn't one of my favorites. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
No, it's
Well, it's kind of a weird place. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a nice spot. It's just like, I don't know, strange. Like, it's hard to get a good crowd in there some nights, and it was strange that they put like that kind of bill together in there, because a lot of times it was like, one band for 4 hours kind of deal.
Yeah.
Acoustic duo kind of stuff. But
The old sound guy was pissed because he's used to cover bands coming in.
Yeah.
And he has
Yeah.
to sound check once. And he had to
Well, yeah,
sound check four
the
times.
sound wasn't very good, if I remember. But
Yeah.
that
weren't
happens
very
in a
good.
lot of those places, you know. Yeah, you have your nights, and that I think that's some of the joy, though, because you never know. I mean, you never know.
Yeah.
You could be playing anywhere, and there could be somebody great out there, and
Molehill killed it that night.
Yeah,
They're doing
Molehill did a
right
great
now.
job, yeah.
They're doing great right now.
that's when you can't blame the sound system. You know,
Yeah.
You're like, damn it, they sounded really good.
Killed it.
Yeah, well, that's why you practice.
They had some
Yeah.
cool lights too.
I remember you guys had gray koozies, which I still have at the house.
Cool.
So, that was like 3 years ago. or
Yeah,
something,
it was.
so-
I mean, it was pretty long ago. I don't know how long
Something
ago,
like
but
that.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah, 2 or 3 anyways.
Yeah.
It was wintertime. I remember that because Molehill drove down from Chicago in the ice storm.
Yeah.
They made it just in time.
yeah.
So I was excited because that's right on my way. I live out there in Wentzville, so to get a cool rock show like that in town is very rare. So
Yeah.
um,
I think that was the first time we had went that direction.
Well, that was the first time I believe they had done an original.
Yeah, because
show.
I didn't think Wentzville was really they didn't really have a lot of venues, right? I mean,
yeah, I was,
They don't do
because I tried getting shows. I mean, most of the time, most of our luck came from Soulard and Del Mar, you know, where all the venues kind of were.
well, for years ago, we used to have the pit out there, and I mean, there was a lot of high school bands would come in there and
Yeah.
jam and stuff, and it was cool to get a place for those guys to play.
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
like,
Those places are needed. We had that when
yeah.
we were from too. So.
Right.
I was excited to hear about Mikey's Poorhouse starting to do original shows and stuff now
Yeah.
out in Wright City.
I don't know. I mean, I've watched. I've kept up with them a
Maiden
little bit on
Waves. They
Facebook.
had they had so many great live.
Was it Kip? Who's it?
Yeah.
This part? Yeah.
Ice House is no more. It's now its second different name since
Yeah.
then. But,
It changed names right after we did that show, so
Yeah.
hopefully.
That was
We're
our
sorry.
fault.
We're so sorry.
What is it? It's called the Firehouse now.
Yeah. No, it was like a Texas
Yep.
smokehouse thing for a minute, and then now it's Highway 40 Brews, and they got like 40 beers on tap over there, and so
It won't be too
It's all
long
about
before I have my.
location.
It won't
It's
be
not
too
the best
long.
location.
No, it isn't. It was kind of
For
weird, like
people
in a
to get
strip
to
mall
it.
type thing.
yeah.
I'm gonna have my own
The way
venue soon, though.
it's
It's gonna be
designed.
called Skeeters. It's all gonna be served. Flat-chested chicks will be serving you dressed pretty nice. Need an answer to Hooters, you know. I don't
Yeah.
like this monopoly that they
Right.
got going on.
I thought you were calling it Peters.
Peters will be on the other side of the road.
Okay, in the alley.
Yeah, they're different down in Washington Park. I could probably get a Peters going there.
Peters and Skeeters.
Yeah. Peters on one side, Skeeters on the other. That's how that works, you know. That way couples can come. You're a fucking genius, Jill. Let me tell you, you know.
See.
Hey, I just want 10% since it happened on my show.
Yeah, and I agree that you should have some sponsorship of this, you know.
This show brought to you by
Skeeters and Peters. Go in now, you get 50% off.
Yeah.
But of which side? That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a goal of mine someday to have my own venue. That's I've talked about it too on the show, but I'd love to get to a point where I could start doing like a live version of this show, like start bringing more showcases and stuff on where bands have been on the show and put some cool lineups together and have some fun and
Yeah.
We'll just
so-
let us know when you get that, and we'll have
Yeah.
Randy bring the Skeeters girls.
Yeah, right. Bring out some Skeeter girls and
Skeeter
we'll have a good
girls.
time. Was talking about the record. Got excited. You guys got a big party coming up, October 10th
October 10th.
at Pops. $7
$7.
get you in.
Only
Great
Uh,
lineup too.
Yeah, I was watching those videos you guys were making. That was
Oh, shit.
we just did one last night or no, Thursday.
Yeah.
He liked the one with the meat poster.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
do with me.
Yeah, do with the meat.
Yeah.
That's Phil Shankerton. That's a little character that I've created
yeah.
to help do our promos. You know. Yeah. All it takes is a cheap suit of some form. I have some 50s glasses and a bunch of different hats. And I had a little bit longer hair, and I'd let it go a little Kramer, and then do those videos.
Yeah.
8 months ago or something like that. They're fun. It's amazing what you can do with just your phone.
Sure.
So just trying to come up with some different ways to promote. You know, it's hard to get people to come out.
All
You know,
needs a phone and a Goodwill nearby.
so we had, but it really is some planning to go into these videos. I mean, it might take, a couple takes. And I don't want it to look fake. I want it to be sincere. So, I mean, it really is genuine. I got a lot of the ones I've done without him. That was the first one we've done together, right? I do the sticky notes all over, all sorts of shit. I got sticky notes everywhere. Looks like I got a teleprompter, Just trying to remember everybody to talk about, but still be kind of funny, But yeah, that one was golden. That piece, I couldn't have helped. I was building this plexiglass thing to go around his drum kit in our studio, and I had a big piece of plexiglass left, and I was like, man, I'm going to put this on my... Well, we tried a couple different things, and then I was like, man, I'll put this on the chair, put the camera underneath it. And the goal was I didn't think anybody'd catch it, that there was that piece of plexiglass, so I cleaned it real good with some glass cleaner. Try to make it look like, we were just standing, you were just up viewing us.
Saw Keith's Echo Tray shirt.
Yeah.
I was waiting for an upskirt.
Yeah, but then throwing them CDs down, and then still trying off to the left of me, I had all the bands written down, things that I just need to remember, because when you get in the moment, you're like, I'm not remembering any of the plugs that I'm supposed to be doing, But yeah, I think the face smashing thing, I mean, it was all impromptu at the very end, but the face smashing thing and then him moving them CDs and making them faces, it really made the end of that video.
Yeah.
I just thought it was great.
The plexiglass was cool because it looks like you're like like watching on my phone. And it looks like you're on my screen.
Yeah.
Your face is sticking in there.
Yeah, and the side we were going through different noises because I don't know if you've ever watched any of the older videos, but I did one that had where it was constant fart noises, and it's really hard to make a video and keep a real straight face. And I was real straight face with like a news reporter microphone, trying to give this whole thing and not laugh while these crazy farts going on behind me, So the siren, when my wife's upstairs trying to sleep, and I've got the stereo cranked with the siren going, and we did that video, 3 times?
Yeah.
And finally she's like, what are you doing down there? And I was like, you'll see it on Facebook.
That would have been ideal if she would have just come to the top of the stairs and started screaming at you.
Oh, it would be like if it was like a mom deal, yeah. No, she's not like that. I married well. She'll wait instead, and she'll tell me when we're laying in bed, I was trying to sleep. Then you guys are down there making one that's stupid. It's going to be on Facebook. Stupid. Acting stupid.
I think for these videos, we got to thank Jim Varney.
Yeah, I want to put shots out. He's dead, though. But thank you.
I know he is.
Yeah. Send shout-outs to Jim Varney, Ernest P. Worrell. Yeah. He's the one who... He's inspired me my whole life to do goofy shit.
Yeah. We did one...
Burn.
A while back with my buddy Chris, who I started the show with, I had an idea to do a video for the commercial, and we did at Shane's World, and because I had like a blonde wig and and a black wig, and we put them on, and Chris is blonde, so it worked out that he was Garth and I was Wayne, and then. Yeah, my buddy Jimmy helped shoot it, and I don't know. It's really bad, but I think that's part of the beauty of it.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be, it's supposed to be cheesy, but we had a lot of fun doing it.
And how else are you going to learn how to do it,
right.
and make it right unless you do it,
Sure.
Just throw yourself out there.
Yeah, I wish I could have a little more time to do more fun videos, but it's like I've been really just trying to work on the show, putting out content, but it'd be fun to get to do more of that stuff, but
well, I just said
everybody takes themselves so damn serious,
yeah,
especially, in the music scene. I mean, we do, everybody's so...
The music's serious, but us as people...
there's a business side to it, but you know what, it's music.
Yeah.
And there's got to be, to me, it's got to be a way to just help keep it alive. Everybody's got there's such a stigma in every kind of music genre. You have metal, everybody's all leather and tattoos, and, it doesn't have to be that way. Like, I like metal, and I don't have a nail sticking out of my chin. You can be whatever kind of individual.
Roll it out.
Yeah, you can be whatever kind of individual that you want. I think that's where the mindset of people needs to kind of go. I don't have to... Like we were just talking about, I won't buy this fucking leather jacket because I don't own a Harley, So I don't want... And I feel like, same way, like, I haven't watched a Cardinals game since they won the 2007... Whichever one that dude now got the best vagina ever. What was that dude's name? The dude made that kick-ass catch. 2007 or 8.
Jim Edmonds?
No, the one the whole game, the World Series the last time.
I don't know.
I had never watched a baseball game until then. I've been to baseball games. People have given me tickets. I've seen them. I can't remember. David Freese.
That's it.
David Freese won. And
Oh,
anyway,
Catfish.
a buddy of mine got me into it for the end of that season when they, won that thing or whatever. And I
Super Bowl.
the next
Won the
day.
Super Bowl.
No, I know that it's not the Super
was the
Bowl. It's the
Stanley
World
Cup.
Series anyway. And I know that's hockey. Just because I don't like. Anyway, so the next day I went out and I bought one of these, the dark out hats, It was like, well, if all else fails, we'll just represent in St. Louis. Do you know how many people stop you to ask you about the game as soon as you wear any kind of...
Yeah.
I don't even want to own anything that's of some other caliber because somebody wants to ask you about it afterwards. Oh, you got a Harley shirt, man. What kind of bike you ride?
Yeah. Luckily, I wear a lot of Harley shirts because I love the way they fit me. But nobody ever asked me about my bike, so I don't have a bike, so
Yeah.
I'm glad they don't. But
I would confuse them, wear all Harley stuff
Yeah.
and ride like a little Kawasaki or something,
Right.
or one of them little crotch rockets,
Yeah.
I would love to see you riding a little bit more.
No, that's the other thing. I used to have one. You know them little pocket rockets? I used to put on a headband, a bandana, and wait till bikers were coming down the street. And I'd go pull up next to him, and this little tiny thing, 250-pound dude, be like, lovely day for a ride, and just to see what kind of... And this was way before GoPro,
Yeah.
Well, Joni wants us to get a bike, and I told her, I said, we'll get a bike with a sidecar. Except I'm riding in the sidecar.
No, Dumb and Dumber,
Give me a
remember,
Bon
it's
Jovi
like-
white
there's
jacket
room-
with tassels,
Yeah,
little
yeah.
thing. We're going to pull up to bike week. And, hi, guys.
We got room for one more?
We got hop on in.
I'll hop on in.
Carry my little schnoodle on my lap. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
All right.
What?
He's gonna do it.
He's going to do it. What are you going to do?
No. So you said you liked the record.
Oh yeah.
Thank you
Yeah.
for digging that record. We recorded it right here in St. Louis, in Bridgeton, pretty much. I don't know what the hell it is. Firebrand Recording Studios.
Westport.
Yeah,
Westport.
Brian
Greater
Sheffer.
Westport.
Yeah. Brian
region.
Sheffer did an incredible job. It was our first experience with
Firebrand
him.
Studios.
Yeah, I said that. And,
It was mastered at Anthem Studios by Rob Schletting.
yeah. This was the first, real pro, the first record that we did. We did half and half because we ran out of money, just like every other band,
Sure.
And we really wanted to put out a product. So, we paid the price. People have loved it, but us as musicians, we've been like, we could have did way better.
Yeah.
I guess you get lucky. We put out that record 3 years ago, and people still dig a lot of the songs off of it. And, the follow-up, we really wanted to go night and day difference, so we did. And we're already going back in January or February to start another one because this is just volume 1.
It's because we're sick of listening to this one already.
Yeah. But actually,
We got new
we already
stuff.
had all the other songs written, almost all the songs written for the next 2 that we're going in to do. We already have some of them recorded, so. But we're just going to keep the train moving. We're not going to put a same kind of, like what we did before. It was 3 years before we came out with another CD. That was us trying to find the right place to go, the
Three
right
winters.
songs. Yeah. Yeah, 3 winters, exactly.
Yeah. I kind of figured that's what the 3 winters was in reference to. Took a while to.
Yeah.
Come back.
Yeah. But,
Yeah, that's definitely a part of it, for sure.
If we could have done it in probably a week, if the funding would have been there.
Sure. Yeah, no,
and
And time frame. We all work very different.
Yeah.
every dime that we make selling shirts, CDs, and everything goes back into doing that.
Yeah.
But I think you're on the right path with the right mentality with going right back into the studio because of what I've talked a lot about it before with other bands and you just kind of gotta constantly just keep hitting them with fresh material.
Yeah.
Nobody's buying albums and stuff, so it's better off to just keep hitting them with fresh singles and stuff and saying, hey, here's what we're up to now and listen to this and buy it on iTunes for $1 or whatever and that kind of stuff.
Well, we got
So
our
Our
first,
website, actually.
yeah,
through
brand
the
new.
website.
to get
yeah,
that
you
song.
can get your directly
Yeah.
to your bank account.
Yeah.
Yes.
But,
Well, and we
that
still.
was, that was our issue because we had a lot of streams and a lot of sales on the first one,
yeah,
and I think at one point we made $11.
yeah,
Yeah.
And it's not so much that we want the money or personally, but that's what's going to
Pay for the next album.
pay for the
Sure.
next
Yeah.
one.
So this one, as of right now, we're going to do it to where you could physically buy it, and then you can get it from our website as well. I'm not saying that we're holding off on all the other ones, but I kind of feel like I am. You know, just because I feel like they're all going to get you. No matter, and they're not going to give us anything, and we're going to give them our music. So
you sell a 99-cent song, and by the time you get your money from it, it's .009.
Which almost makes it, because now, like places like Spotify and iTunes, they tell you $50 a year, and we'll put your stuff up here. But yet, they're not going to help promote it. You know, I mean, it's just on their website, and like people can go buy it. What's great about having your own website with that is that you can just sell it yourself. And if your fans are really your fans, wouldn't they rather buy it from directly you than go through this middleman? You know?
And we'll keep making it. We paid the last album out of our pocket with some gigs that we did.
Yeah.
But we work, and we'll still keep making them. But it would be nice if when it gets to a point where it pays for itself.
Sure.
You know, that's a nice spot to be in.
The only reason we really stuck with still doing a CD at all, a physical CD, is because when we go to shows, you know, you got to hand them something.
Yeah, I mean, I love it though. I'm always buying a physical product. I'm not.
Yeah, me too.
I don't do the digital stuff. I'll buy the physical CD and I'll put it on my computer, and then I'll put it on my iPod or whatever.
But you still like having the disc.
Sure, yeah.
I got lots of discs that I've bought at Pops and seen all these shows. I got lots of them at home. They're on my computer.
Yeah.
I feel like you do.
Well, but just because the new age people are into more having it on some form of device doesn't mean that I mean, look at how many people that there are that still collect and love records.
Oh, yeah,
and so, I mean, there will always be a group that wants CDs.
Yeah.
I think the deal is that we'll never pump out 1,000 units. So we'll probably only buy 300 CDs or 200 CDs of each one, and then if those sell, we'll order more. But never getting stuck with a big Tupperware box of records again. You know?
And if they go to the website, it's going to make it a lot easier.
Yeah.
For both.
I do feel like I know.
What's the name of the website?
DivideTheEmpire.com.
DivideTheEmpire.com.
Yeah, pretty easy.
DivideTheEmpire.com.
I do feel like Spotify is a pretty powerful tool, though, just to be involved, because they do a lot of like suggesting and things, so where like you can kind of get lumped in with some other bands that sound similar and stuff. And
push
This year, I really want to utilize YouTube a lot more, our YouTube channel, and I'm gonna invest in like every kind of GoPro thing that you can, and I'm gonna make videos extreme for shows.
Sure.
Just
skydiving
for a while. The bathroom videos off limits.
Yeah, no bathroom videos. But I will do, if you want, I'm going to push somebody at Walmart and run with the GoPro on the chest where they're chasing me. Their security people are always out of shape. There's no way they'll be able to catch me.
That's true.
Yeah, I've seen all of them. I try not to go there, but...
They're nice people, though.
If I could get 1 million views for pushing some old person, I mean, I'd hate to say I'd probably do it. I mean, it's 1 million views. You know?
What if you do run across that one guard that is in shape?
You're bumming.
Yeah, you get beat up by Walmart security, and that's a shitty day.
That's all that guy's got. Walmart, judo classes.
Yeah.
And oatmeal.
Yeah. And practices putting his batteries in his flashlight. Just make sure he's fast enough if they start to get dull.
He's taking it out.
Yeah.
Then you'd be that lead singer of that band that got took out by...
Shit, we're going to go off chart real quick. Here's a perfect one. I had a buddy who was a security guard. We were about 17. He was probably 19 because he was a security guard. And...
he was 19 because he was a security
No, he was old enough to be one.
No, that's an ice.
So
that's an Ice Cube movie.
Shut up. He used to work nights, and he would cover this. It was called Airmark, uniform store, something like that. And we would go there. We'd meet him, and we would go there, and we would put on different people's uniform, smoke pot in this building that he was supposed to be guarding. You know, he maced himself one night. We got all stoned and he maced himself. He was fucking around with this pepper thing, totally had it backwards, and he's like, oh yeah, just right in his own face, all over and everything. And we were like, well, I gotta go, man. You know, he's standing over the water fountain, just like trying to help himself, and we just leave, drive back home. Next day, he got fired. I thought that was the greatest thing ever, though. Well, not that my buddy got fired, but how stupid he was for macing himself.
That's the way, it was very different, but similar. It reminded me of a story. We like in high school, my buddy's mom, she worked with these horses, therapeutic horsemanship stuff or whatever. And they had some kind of show going on or whatever it was. So we were at this horse stable thing, and there wasn't any horses, and there was just empty stables, and we ended up locking my buddy Riley in one of the stalls, and we were like, just throwing shit at him and stuff, and having fun, and then we me and my buddy Nick, we appointed, and we ran around the backside of the stall, and there was a fire extinguisher right there, and I pointed at Nick, and I'm like, we ended up grabbing that fire extinguisher, and we thought it was one of those just foam kind of ones.
Yeah, but it shot powder instead.
Yeah, and so it fills up this entire barn.
I've done it
full
too.
of powder.
Just what? Yeah, it looks like
And Riley's so picture of this. Riley's got his face against the horse stall, and he's like, "I'm allergic to this shit." And he's like, "I can't breathe in here." And we're just pissing ourselves laughing. We're like, "This is the funniest thing." And so we did a lot of dumb stuff too when we were.
That's funny. The fire extinguisher things are always the best.
Yeah. But yeah, it just fills how fast it just filled this entire barn full of dust.
Right.
And it's whoops.
Sorry about that.
Have you done any podcasts with any other guys that are on the bill?
I had.
Sorry.
You
did Divine Sorrow, didn't you?
Well, yeah, I had Brian and
Lee.
no,
Mike.
Mike,
Paul.
Paul, yeah, sorry.
Mike, Paul,
yeah.
Phil.
We'll come on one of them.
It
George,
was,
John, George. Paul.
Ringo.
That bilge tasted like electronics. I don't know if I've been eating VCRs lately or what.
Yeah.
Like when you open up a new a new electronic box, and you're like, "Oh, it's new." That's exactly what that bilge was. That's weird. I wonder if I had a tape player last night. I'm not sure. Something weird about that.
Yeah, I had Brian and Paul and Keith Dickerson, and we talked about their reality show stuff they're doing, and we had Ken also who was filming it all, and that was a while back. So that one's on there. But yeah, I haven't talked to anybody else. I haven't talked to Pirate Signal, who's also on the bill with you guys. And Midnight Reveille, right? Is that
Yep.
That's it.
Make sure I say that.
Definitely don't want to mess up that name. Them
Yeah.
dudes are some players, though.
Yeah.
Oh,
Come to your
very
house
good,
and
very good musician.
Lethal
Very
Weapon
good
kind of
musician.
stuff if you get their name wrong.
But I do have one scheduled with nothing set in stone. So,
Cool.
So that'll be coming
What do you
up.
think they're going to set in there?
I don't know.
If they have nothing set in their stone.
I mean,
It's a cool name.
yeah,
It is.
they gotta put something in
All of
there.
us have to have long names now. Everybody, the one name stuff is gone. Everybody came up with all the good ones.
Maybe it'd be growing fast.
Is there a band called Puke? That would have been a cool name.
I'm sure there is. I'm sure there is.
Or
somewhere.
Barf.
A punk band.
Yeah, probably.
There was punk
I
band.
think I saw somewhere there's a band called Fetal Abortions or something. So
You know,
I'm sure
that.
puke isn't
That's pretty metal.
beyond realm.
I think it'd be cool to have a band called Grandma's Panties. You know.
Well, we talked about doing our little side project, the Satchel of Richards.
Yeah. I always said Satchel of Richards would be a great name for a cover band because really
Bag
it's
of
just a
dicks.
fancy name for a bag of dicks.
Yeah.
You know? But it looked great on T-shirts. Just have everybody's head sticking up out of like some bag, just that. It's awesome.
What?
But make a wrinkled looking like
A
testicle
wrinkled-
bag, but it has
Yeah.
like a strap and everything.
That's a Crown Royal, dude.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I've actually put those around. You can't think of anything else to do with them. They
Wasn't
give
that
you
Rodney?
Yeah.
Yeah, wishing his ball sack looked like a Crown
Yeah.
Royal bag,
Yeah, he's
all
like-
purple and velvety.
Yeah, I got my name on the side. You know.
Or screaming semen.
Yeah, that was on a boat though.
Always a
Yeah, I found that on a boat.
Always talking about semen.
No. No.
Awkward.
All right. So where else to go now?
So what?
You were talking to Divine Sorrow.
Yeah, I had those guys on. They're a lot of fun.
Yeah, they're
Really
cool
good.
guys, man.
I hadn't seen them in a while, but I like those guys though. They're good.
Did you go to the Ace show?
No, I didn't make it that night.
I did. In my opinion, this is just my opinion. Divine Sorrow sounded better than Ace Frehley.
Yeah.
Now, granted, they're different musically, but I mean, I was more impressed
Great. Now we're gonna have Ace Frehley coming.
I don't care.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care.
What are you talking about?
They sounded better than he did.
Divine Sorrow are very good musicians.
Yeah, they're
also.
very tight. They're good writers. They're fun guys, and they they don't bring egos to the table. And that's kind of the only people we'll work with is people that don't bring egos to the table. I'm cool if you want to wear a leather vest, but don't judge me for not. I don't think everybody needs leather pants to be a rock star.
Right.
If you want to wear that, that's
Unless
fine.
you're Axl Rose.
Yeah.
It is funny how there's the
Axl Rose wears leather pants.
The uniform.
Yeah, the whole, how there's, I just saw somebody shared a thing on Facebook and made me laugh because it was how to know you're in a metalcore band or something like that, and it was you got to have the tattoos and you got to, it was it was just going on, it was and you got to say fuck and all this stuff, so everybody knows you're badass or something like that. And
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just there's so many different stereotype kind of things that people and if you go to a rock show, usually you're going to see those guys that are around, and they're all going to fall in that mold of what is supposed to be a rock guy,
Yeah.
whatever and stuff, and
I have huge lists of them,
Yeah.
but the great part is that. You don't need that. You prove yourself at the end. I mean, the greatest part is that we just do this because we love making music and having fun. But we just are four regular dudes. We try to wear a nice shirt or a nice pair of pants, but I mean, come on,
Yeah.
Yeah, the shirt's
But
clean.
that's why I like musicians like Sammy. Sammy. Tom
He's a little
Petty,
lazy
Tom
though.
Petty,
He's just all PJs though.
Tom Petty.
Yeah.
Many of the more grateful, they know where they came from.
Yeah.
And they
But I would like to all
put it
wear
back out
matching
there.
gold
So
sparkling
that's what's cool
suits.
about those
What, with the ruffles?
No ruffles. Like some kind of 70s like gold suits,
Temptations.
like where we could be like the
High
rubber
waters?
band,
High
like the
waters?
rubber band man guys. I don't mind stuff like that one time.
Get some.
I come from the Soundgarden, Stone Temple Pilot, Pearl Jam era where it was shorts with boots. If you want to talk about terrible style, so I'm in between.
flannel.
There. I'm not. Yeah, the flannel.
Flannel
shirt.
Well, flannel pants with shorts on,
Yeah.
and then Doc Martens.
You came out of the 90s.
Yeah, I mean, I was born in the 80s and raised in the 90s.
It's funny you
Then
said
there was a
Pearl.
little bit going on around 2000, 2010.
No.
But it wasn't.
No.
As far as the music scene
Yeah.
goes, back in the 90s, it was just.
But it went through the change though with Marilyn Manson, where everybody, which was great. I mean, he gave everybody who didn't feel accepted a place to be if you felt like wearing makeup.
What was the goth kid jeans? The
Jinkos?
Jinkos.
See, no, those were
Those
goth.
skaters.
I wore Jinko pipes.
Jinkos were skater ones.
I'm so sorry.
There was
You gotta
ones,
remember-
with all the belts and hooks on them.
Yeah. Those were the guys. Those were the guys that you could look up these videos. I don't know if this is real or not, but it shows these goth type kids dancing to this weird music with glow sticks and light up stuff, and they don't even know how to move to a beat. But they're they have whips and chains and stuff on, and face masks and stuff, and I don't know what the hell they're doing. I don't know what it really was.
You went to a show like this?
No. It was on Facebook. It was one of those. It said when scary goth
we
kids
have
take
no
over
room
your
to
neighborhood.
talk.
or
When we were
something.
growing up, dude, it was parachute pants.
Yeah.
Not for me, it wasn't.
You guys just sat around and just listened to the radio, right, for the Howdy Doody show. Cassettes.
8 tracks.
Whenever you
8
said
tracks
you
were
were,
just ended.
he said he was listening to the record on the way here, and I was going to say, man, you must have had a lot of skipping with that needle. I would have
In-dash
loved.
turntable.
I would have loved to have made. There's actually
Vinyl
is making a big comeback with a
they're
lot of
selling
players.
They're selling.
They got them at freaking Barnes and Noble, for God's sake.
I just went to Nashville and went to Third Man Records, Jack White's place, and I mean, there's a lot of people selling records there.
Went over to Jack's place.
The weather's new CD.
I said Jack White's place. What am I supposed to say?
Just fucking with you, man.
No.
Carry on. What's your story?
I just got a record in the mail today. So, I mean, that's...
Anita Baker.
So do you have...
Which one did you get in the mail?
It's Hands and Feet. I had,
that guy you just did
yeah, I
that.
had him on the show this week. I bought his record. He put it out on vinyl and digital only, and
That's cool.
so I bought his vinyl.
So do you have an old school real deal
Oh, yeah.
turntable, or
Yeah.
you got a newer USB type one?
No, I do have I have two. I have a USB one also, but I have an old console,
Nice.
big, real big.
Got the turntable, big speakers like in your great grandma's house. And you put the 8-track in
I've
there.
got it's got the tuner, 8-track, and record or turntable, and it's got the two lids that open up there, and then so. It's neat.
I was in music reunion in O'Fallon a couple months ago, and there was a younger, I mean, they might have been 20, 21, something like that, in there to buy a used turntable. And I was just laughing my ass off, listening to this guy explain
How to use it.
how to use a turntable.
yeah.
And I'm going, I knew how to use one, I mean, that's all we had.
Yeah, well, I mean, I know how to use one when, I was a little kid. I'd put on my little Pinocchio records and stuff. I mean, that kind of stuff was around, even like it taught you that. You know
Were
what I
you
mean?
playing that the other day?
Yeah! I use the Pinocchio one all the time, dude. When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are,
But by the same token, there's 21-year-olds that got to show me how to use my smartphones.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. I mean, my wife, she's the one that helps me out on a lot of computer stuff. I mean, I can do a lot of stuff, but then there's little things that you'd think I'd remember how to do, and I have not a clue. I'll be like, babe!
She puts your little shortcuts to your porn sites and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, exactly. She has to show it. I told you before, I don't need porn. You have YouTube. You just type in hot dancing. That's all you need to do. There's not even nudity. It's just hot chicks cam dancing. That's it. You don't even need nudity. I'm almost 40. You don't need nudity
This is
anymore.
40.
You need mystery.
Almost 40?
Almost
Yeah.
40.
What the hell? It's a big deal.
Didn't know that.
I just didn't know that. That's too bad. Now you do.
No, I do.
Yeah.
Only.
We're gonna write songs together. We should throw everything out there.
Wait a minute, I missed something. What are we talking about throwing out there?
I don't know.
About being almost 40.
Screaming
Yeah,
semen.
yeah.
Almost 40 was gone a long time ago.
Yep. Do you remember the movie Roadhouse?
Yeah.
Does it feel at all weird to finally meet Wade Gareth? The double douche.
Yeah.
I'm going to get you... I thought about this because we were talking about band shirts to wear. I just want you to wear a shirt. I'll have John make it, and I just wanted to say Ram Tough. And just see if any motherfucker gets it at the show at all. Because you always got your hair down, so it always looks just like what he always pinned it up right before he'd kick somebody's ass, So,
That's pretty cool, dude.
yeah. Beef. Yeah.
What's up, Inner?
I would love to just pay Sam Elliott to come to our shows and just say random things.
Sure.
Or just get him to come here and record
Just
random...
have him read your lyrics.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sam Elliott.
Yeah, shout out to Sam Elliott.
Hashtag
definitely.
Sam Elliott.
Or what about a shirt with Patrick Swayze on it that just said Real Ghost?
Yeah.
Would that be cool? I mean, it would be. I mean, it's past time now. I mean, we all respect that he's gone,
soon.
right?
Too
It's
soon.
not
Randy's
too
in the
soon.
shirt
Too soon.
with different sayings.
Yeah, I have a guy who has a T-shirt company who makes
got
our
a
band
guy.
shirts. But he, anytime I call him, I have an idea for a shirt and he'll make it. Me and my wife go to Naughty Gras every year. Yeah, I had to make this one where the guitar on it says, just let me put the tip in, But anyway, I have one that says your mom's breast milk tastes like shit. I'll wear that to a show. I have one that says vaginas cause naps. I mean, these are all true statements. It's not like I'm lying to anybody,
Right.
And we went to Naughty Gras with it, and everybody wanted to take pictures with me. They thought that was good, which is good. I mean, I'm going to give that T-shirt away at the next show. And the dude with the meat, that's no bullshit. I got 3 of those pictures that are going. I'm going to start the bidding at like $50 a piece. Anybody want? They're framed, nice pictures of dudes with meat. And there's tomatoes and some mayonnaise and stuff in there. It's some kind of advertisement picture if you've seen the video,
Yeah. I went on my bachelor party float a year ago, and
That's different. A
With a
bachelor party float. That's
yeah,
cool.
with a bunch of my buddies, we went floating down the Huzo, and we had a cabin for the weekend, and got pretty wild. But
What are the ladies of the night like down there around Huzo?
I mean, there's some interesting people down there. Yeah.
Didn't they film Deliverance down there?
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, go ahead.
But I floated the river sometimes I was in a raft, sometimes I was just on my own, and I bought this like inner tube with these two big fake boobs on the front, and so I was pretty much floating down the river in that, and like same kind of thing, like everybody sees me and they're like, "This is hilarious, we want to take a picture with you," and then I'm like, "All right, tag me on Facebook," and like they're like, "We don't know who you are," and I'm like, "Oh, no."
It's a boob tube.
Yeah.
Welcome to Boob Tube.
I think everybody around this area has a Who's All story.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
Who's on first?
You may not want to talk about it, but they got a Who's All story.
The crazy, like, it was just crazy is like I ran into a friend of mine who lives in Columbia. I ran into him down on that river, and it's like, it's weird when you drive like, 2 hours away from home and you run into people still, and it's like, this is a small world,
Yeah.
But yeah. So October 10th.
It's going down.
Pops night.
Yeah, Pops Nightclub. We Are United presents
Yes.
Revive the Empire.
Yeah.
Code to the code.
Really good lineup, I believe.
Yeah.
I believe it's a really good lineup of bands.
Yeah, when Joe sent me a message with the lineup or something, I think a while back, and I was just like, man, that's a nice bill.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Should be a good party.
I mean, at the very least, it's interesting to see what other artists are creating, and I find that's what I find interesting. I like to see these other bands and listen to their music and their style, and
We're having our
it's
own
really
art fair.
cool, and because they're doing the same things we are.
Yeah.
And it was important to us to kind of have some diversity in that set, or in the the lineup that night. Excuse me. Midnight Reveille, great rock blues, man. They bring it, dude. They're top notch.
Yeah.
Divine Sorrow, they're champs.
Yeah, if you like original music, you know who Divine Sorrow is.
Pirate Signal, I've heard a lot of good things, man. I've been hearing their name around a little bit. I haven't personally got to catch
Yeah,
them.
you saw him at the show.
Keith saw them and met them and hooked up with them, and that's how we brought them in, and we're excited to do a gig with them, and then nothing set in stone. We had a little lineup change, and they jumped on.
Very cool that they did that.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
I think we hadn't played with them since Just Bills in I want to say 2013
It's
or
been a
something
while.
like that. Yeah.
It's been a while. The guys, they're young. They carry themselves professionally.
Yeah, they do real good.
Yeah. What?
And my buddy from Triple Jams Production, he's doing the lights. And he does such a great job on lighting, and I asked him to come in. I used to I'll work shows with him every once in a while, and he had got us to play with a couple national acts that rolled through town, so I've definitely kept him a big part of the circle, because you never know when he can just drop in and do a really quick lighting rig. He does all the Think Floyd, like a tribute to Pink Floyd shows and stuff like that, so he has big, gigantic lighting rigs, and then one that he could set up in an hour and still put on this huge show. So.
And it really does make a difference.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
huge difference.
I kind of talked for a moment before recording and about Fivefold, and I just saw those guys. They headlined Pops a little while back for Ink Spot showcase thing, and then they played out at Ink Spot. But they've added a lighting guy to their set, and it's just it's 9-day difference. They've always sounded great, but when you add all that lighting and everything and smoke and all the stuff, it makes it a show. And
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun to see, and just stepping up their game like that. And,
Yep. And it really is a level thing. It takes years. Lots of people are talented. There's talent all over the place. You could turn the corner and find this talented person playing guitar and singing in front of quick.
Talented 12-year-old.
But what else are you bringing to the table that's different than the guy before you? And I think that's kind of where we're at. We love playing. We love doing all that. We've I'm not going to say we've perfected our music by any means, because we change it all the time. But we're good enough as a team that we can play. We know we can play a really great set. So now it's working on, getting some lights, maybe dressing a little better, trying to, go to that next, maybe not next level, but just bring a little bit more of the show, or, goofiness.
Or just be ourselves.
yeah.
Yeah, but that still is being yourself, but at the same time, you're just adding a little bit more element,
And we can't say enough for the stuff that Coco's done behind the scenes, man.
Yeah, he's a hard worker.
To get us a Saturday night at Pops, for a local show. You know what I mean? At a local CD release, that's huge right there.
Yeah.
And Rich at Pops, and
Yeah.
you know, I've been talking to Coco's. You know, since we started doing this thing, we decided to ask him to help us out. And, you know, got us hooked up with you, and he's just doing all the stuff that we don't know how to do yet, or don't care to do.
And as you know, the more people of us doing whatever aspect, whether it's sound or what you're doing or what we're doing, the more people you get into that scene, the better, the bigger it gets.
And Coco's huge with the with the We Are United, just promoting the music community. It don't matter what style you play, just whatever. If you're positive and you want to play your music and hang out, man, that's what it's all about.
You know, and it's strange
competition.
too.
We've done so many shows where be on a bill with 5 other bands, and maybe one of the other bands will even talk to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
so they're so guarded, like you're trying to take something from them. You know, it's like
and it's not supposed to be like that at all.
And on the other hand, there's been a lot that have been really cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
That are just a total of it, and like we are. You know.
Trying to become the best T-shirt salesman that you possibly can. It's hard work, you know.
I feel. You ever listen to Head PE?
Always.
Stuff? I feel like Jared. I feel like that's his thing, man. Like he's become a great T-shirt salesman because they rock the stage, but he sits out there and he meets everybody, takes your picture, and he sells all those shirts. They always got a new batch of shirts for every time they're in town, and they're. But I mean, that's where it's gotten to the point. Nobody's really buying CDs a whole lot. You're buying shirts, but either way, it's $20 and putting your gas tank to get you the next show and stuff. And
well, that's what we've been doing. He's been working hard to change our designs. Yeah, well, I mean, we have 5 different kinds of shirts now.
We got a bunch more.
Yeah, we have a bunch more, but I mean, we've printed 5
different.
Yeah, we've printed 5 different kinds of shirts. So I mean, we have at any given time different ones. But I think that's kind of been a good key point for selling them is that we'll get 30 or 40 or 50 or whatever of one, and when those are gone, that's kind of it. You know, unless you want to special order it through us or something. But then we come out with one with a different logo or a different design.
And the designs get better as you.
Yeah, so then you can tell which fans have been with you since the beginning. You know, if they've got one that's got the hole in the armpit in it and it's like just completely falling apart, you're like, man, you've been with us since the beginning. You know,
the availability is going to change here soon with the website. And once we get the store up and going, we're going to have a lot of designs up there that you may not even be able to find at a show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you might be able to.
You just say, hey, I want one, and we'll work. You know, we'll have it made for you.
I mean, like the designs, like for example, the back rest.
Yeah, Mr. Joe designed that for our
Joe designed all that. You know, the album cover you see, you know, the creativity, and when you have all the lights out, that thing really flashed.
We all had a vision, and Joe brought it to life, so that was cool. We said we wanted like an old-looking side of a house or something, you know.
That's my house.
Yeah.
What are you doing over my house?
That's your forehead.
I'm a creeper.
That's a very extreme close-up of your forehead.
Is your skin dry and cracky so bad that it looks like the side of a house? Then call us now.
It'd be cool to find.
We sell protein lotion.
Find our shirts at Goodwill too.
Oh yeah, well I said that, a buddy of mine sent me a message on my phone one day with a band that I was in like 2009. And it was our CD was at a yard sale for 50 cents. And I said, you know, we made it. Like, we have arrived, you know. Yeah. I have a couple CDs in vintage vinyl that have been there since 2009, and they're still $13.99. Like, no one's ever going to buy them.
But once you see them in a garage sale, you know that it's been circulated.
Yeah, it's circulated, and that's what it's all about, you know. You ever followed, when you get one of them dollars that says follow George Washington and see where he's been? You ever done it?
Yeah, sure.
I
think so.
Yeah, like you'd follow. Well, I mean, I know I did, 10 years ago or whatever. You follow it, just go to that website and see where he's been. And I mean, 2 weeks ago, that dollar was in New Hampshire or something. Now all of a sudden, it's worked.
They have a website.
They show exactly which strip clubs every dollar.
Yeah. It just shows its transactions.
Coco's butter cat.
Yeah, it used to. Yeah.
Sheboygan.
It puts its lotion on its skin.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know exactly how the whole thing worked, but I just thought that whole thing would be cool.
That is.
Same kind of. Yeah. You never know where your CD could end up, you know.
In a strip club.
So try to make it a good one.
You might be peeing off some dock somewhere and see your CD float by in the water, you know, and then you're like, yep.
Roasted Terry Turkey.
Yeah. I gotta say that. I gotta call him out. He goes, man, I really like that rotisserie chicken. And I go, the fuck are you talking about, rotisserie chicken? I don't even know what the hell is like a special spice you put on it. Oh, I just like it. That rotisserie chicken is awesome. Finally figured out that he was saying rotisserie. Rotisserie. What the hell is that?
I make up my own word.
Yeah, he takes a word that's a complete normal word, fucks it up, and confuses me. Like, here I feel educated and everything. He comes to me with, what'd you call it again? Rotisserie?
Rotisserie, yeah.
And I was like, I have not a clue what you're talking about. It's good chicken. It's rotisserie chicken. I mean, it took me a while. And I was like, man, did I just get, it's like stumping the buoy there, you know?
I'm not a good speller.
It's not a good speller. You weren't spelling it. Just say that you can't speak English. When people ask you questions, you just go, no, hablo inglés.
I speak beef.
No, speak any English. That's all you gotta say. Give them the Balky Bar Talkamus kind of thing. You know?
There's a name on the CD that.
Yeah, Miefenfurter.
Miefenfurter, and that's old Joe.
Well, it's not really. That's you.
That's
you. That's Keith.
I just put it on there for you.
Yeah.
We knew it was you.
Yeah.
And then he has to look it up afterwards. We give him this name a long time ago. He goes with it the whole time. Joe asks him, hey, how do you want your name on the record? He straight up says, Keith, Miefen, whatever you call me. Thurnal, whatever.
Miefenfurter.
Yeah, Miefenfurter. And then he goes and looks it up after it's done being printed to make sure it's not a bad word in German. He's like, well, what if it meant like jack off in Russian or something? I was like, I don't think that it does.
What did it mean?
If they say Miefenfurter when you're going to touch yourself,
It's not a
that's
word,
scary.
is it?
It's not a word.
No,
Well,
it's
it
not a
looked
word.
German to me.
Oh, yeah. It looked German to me. Funny, he didn't look Jewish. What is those, Spaceballs?
Yeah.
Funny, didn't look Jewish.
Jeez.
I'm a Mog. I'm my own best friend.
That's such a great movie.
It is.
So Don't Know Anything is the single, right?
Right now, yeah,
latest.
it's the
The
third
latest.
release. Yeah, we've released 3 off of this one.
Okay.
Just to try and get a ball rolling, see if anybody cares of what's going on. Yeah.
Yeah, I wrote down, because I didn't want to mess up anything, but I wrote down that I liked Don't Know Anything.
Cool.
That one was a rocker. I liked Glimpse a lot. I thought it had a cool little guitar riff kind of thing going on in there.
Is it the whoop?
Yeah, it was something. It's different. It's like
Yeah.
He wanted to take the whoop
It
out
was
of
an
that song.
accident.
Yeah, it was an accident.
It's just that-
My
That's how it
favorite.
plays. It's just his finger.
Yeah,
Twitches.
whenever I was going to the next chord, it would do that, and I was trying to stop doing that at the studio, and then our engineer was just like, "Don't stop doing that. That sounds cool."
Yeah.
Makes that
I'm
song.
kind of fond of Glimpse myself.
Yeah.
I enjoy. I think it's a song that kind of grows on you. It's not one that really jumps off the page. You know, kind
Yeah.
of like Don't Know Anything. But if you listen to it, you're like, you know what? That's a really good song. I like that song.
Yeah, it's a
You know?
little more mellow than it's the like kind of the other end of the spectrum of Don't Know Anything.
Yeah.
And so I like that. I also really liked Habitual. I liked with the cello playing on it.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
that song.
Yeah.
It was Dave Arado.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It reminded me like having the strings. It reminded me like of like Hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was just thinking that.
He plays a lot of the violin on
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Jay Lord.
Yeah.
Love lingered on the frustration.
You said earlier that you grew up in the grunge era of Pearl Jam, and when I listened to Don't Know Anything, I could hear like a lot of Pearl Jam sort of influence, especially like in your vocals. Like there's some of that kind of going on there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
Yeah, I
that
really
was-
like the
that was just,
lyrics and the vocal harmony on that. What Randy does on there, that
Yeah.
Don't Know
really
Anything.
kind of pulls me into the song.
Yeah.
Yeah. That song, when I first brought it to the table, I didn't think it was going to... we said before that we weren't going to put any kind of stop on any kind of song. If it was light, if it was heavy, if it was medium, it could all make the record because people are going to like
But
songs...
it's got to have the hook.
Yeah, people are going to like songs individually. Yeah, if it's a good song, then screw it. Who cares what genre it fits into? It's going to go on a record, So, Don't Know Anything was one that was blues. It's a bluesy riff, so...
Well, tell the story behind it. What is
Yeah,
that?
I used to work with this guy. The lyrics all are about this guy I used to work with. I work in a custom closet and glass factory. And,
Shout them out.
no. Illinois Closet Concepts is the company I work for.
I'm
Been
not
there
saying
for
I do.
almost,
I'm saying the company.
almost 17 years I've been there. But anyway, worked with this guy for, I don't know, I guess he was there about 5 years, and I had to work with him. We partner up a bunch because, you're carrying big pieces of glass and heavy cabinets, so usually got help with you. But this guy was always so miserable. Like, every day he would complain about something. And, we've all been there, where we're just Mr. Complainer. But I'm at a different point in my life where I'm trying to look at the lighter side of things, not trying to get all bummed out about, dumb shit,
Yeah.
But I guess when you start to work with somebody that does that every day, it starts to kind of weigh on you, and I'd give him advice. And he'd be like, man, that's good advice. And then he totally wouldn't do any of it, And he was, I think he was like 52, 53 years old and got fired because he would wig out at job sites and yell cuss words and when things wouldn't go right, And I always told him to lighten up, But he really did not know anything. Like, he would he just don't know anything. So that's where that whole idea came from, The opening lyrics of I heard you talking trash, you tried to lie, It started because I would hear him say terrible things, and then when you confronted him about it, he's like, I didn't say that. And you just heard it. Like, I heard it. I was there. And then he would deny it. That he, it was always hate towards, like, races and religions and government. It was everything, so it was just really, it made it miserable. So I told my boss, I was like, man, you gotta get rid of this guy. I hate to be that guy. Either you're gonna have him work with somebody else because I can't do it.
Now he just found out that you got him fired.
Yeah.
So you're screwed.
There you go, brilliant.
Yeah, well, whatever. No, he got himself. He had gotten reprimanded 3-4 different times and had,
Too late to
got write-ups and stuff like that.
Too late to back up, man. You might as well trudge on through.
Yeah. But that's where the concept for Don't Know Anything came from, was, this just miserable guy that I worked with.
Yeah. I think I worked with that same guy, or there's just that guy at every job.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite parts of, like, Office Space. Like, if you ever worked in, like, an office, like, all those people are in your office.
Oh, yeah, I'm
like,
sure.
I believe you have my stapler.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
All those people
I have that guy.
are real people, and it's but yeah, I worked with this guy, and he's just a miserable human being. I don't know, like, why, just we had a good time sometimes, but, like, it would just be, it'd be coming with a piss poor attitude about a lot of stuff, and is always trying to, complain about whatever it is, and it's just like, it gets old here.
Did you notice it ruining your day ever?
For sure, yeah. Really, I got to the point where I would come in, I would put my headphones in before I even got there.
Just to
talk
ignore
in, and I'd walk right down to my area. I'm like, leave me alone, don't talk to me.
Yeah.
Because if I got to talking to them, and then, like, of course, and then it led to, like, them to start talking about me later. Then they're like, oh, you don't want to hang out? There's no, like, that kind of stuff. And I'm like, yeah, no.
Yeah, you gave me play. Yeah, and don't get me wrong. The guy, he's a nice. On the outside, on the shell, seems like a nice person, but he gives you so much material to go off of. But yeah, that was probably the only inspired.
As long as you can write a song off of it, then I guess.
Yeah. I would say that was probably, but it's almost like that song's supposed to be almost like
royalties.
No, but the song actually is like a conversation between the two. It was things I would tell him, and then the chorus of I won't be the one to tell you anything that you want to hear because you don't know anything. And that's just kind of. Because I'm not going to continue to give advice if it means nothing.
Right.
So, yeah, it was a fun song. It was our engineer, I saw him, Bob, and it said it was the first one he took a video of and posted it on their Facebook page. And I really thought it wasn't the most technical riff, it wasn't the best lyrics, it wasn't overall the best drums or whatever as far as the writing end of it. It was probably the most generic song on the record, but it had the most feel of straight rock and roll, what everybody has felt before of an AC/DC song or whatever it may be,
And I think it's one of those songs that you like, those songs that people can relate to, and anybody can take that song and relate it into their life, just like you did.
Yeah.
Your little story about it,
Yeah.
That was the last one we recorded.
Yeah, it was. It was the last one we recorded for the
It's a fun
CD.
song.
Yeah.
It's a great live song.
Yeah.
It's fun to play live. People really get into it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And yeah, hours of being locked away listening to Pearl Jam probably was some of the reasons why I found my tone, I'm sure.
Yeah.
All my screams came from Cornell or Maynard trying to mock what he did, and then...
And I don't know where Glimpse came from.
I
was thinking that the other day. I was like,
I like...
I think you brought that, I think, one day.
Yeah.
I like the drums on it, too. What do you have, like big mouths or whatever?
Some kind of effect he was using, like
On
a
which
delay.
one? Glimpse?
Oh, on the
Oh,
don't know
yeah.
anything.
On Glimpse.
The
Glimpse?
whole
Yeah.
start.
Oh, at the beginning.
It's all drum effects.
Oh, okay.
Whatever he was using on the.
Yeah, I like on that song how we all came in. You know, Keith comes in with his, Randy comes in with his guitar for 2 measures, and then Joe and I hit it right there, and then here comes the vocals. Yeah, I really like the way that song's written.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're real big parts of thinking like cool intros and outros. I mean,
Sure.
that's what. Joe
Yeah, especially when you have the studio with you this
Yeah,
time, you know.
yeah.
Because you can put a little bit, hey, could you try this? Hey, could you do this? You know.
Yeah.
A lot of it, it was really cool to be able to just let Brian do his job. You know, the engineer do his job.
Oh,
we
yeah.
just track it and say, make
I'll
it. Here's
I'll
your
let you
canvas.
guys listen to this, see what you think, you know. And,
Yeah.
and a lot of times it's like, wow, that's pretty cool. You know?
Yeah, they say, you know, and all of us are, you know, I mean, just because we played music didn't mean that we knew anything about the studio aspect of it. You learn as you go.
Yeah.
I did.
But, you know, those guys, a lot of times the reason why your CD doesn't sound good is because you're putting too much of your own opinion on it instead of letting somebody else put their own ear on it and kind of get you. So if you're already good at what you do, let somebody else capture it and do all the work.
What they're good.
And let that record come out. And if you look at all the great records that have ever come out, it was people who did that. They went into a studio with a pro and let him do everything in his job, and that's why their
Well, there's
record
a
was
limit
good.
because there's a lot of stuff out there now that is, in my opinion, way too sterile.
Yeah.
Where it's
No, I'm
click
saying
track, you know,
I'm not
punch
going.
in,
I'm
punch out,
not. I'm not
do
doing anything from today's era. I'm saying like, you know, let's just
Go
say
in the
Sound
studio,
City.
play the shit.
Go in the studio,
I
play
can
the
catch
shit.
it.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. The band gets in there and jams, plays.
Yeah, you
catch
play,
it.
and if you're good, your CD's good. If you're not good, then we can't. You know, our first engineer used to say he would charge us a minimum price, which was great, and you could be there all day. And he said, "I want to tell you."
heroin addict, wasn't
Yeah, he was like a meth guy or something like that. He would disappear for a little while, come back shaking, and then he would record us real good though. He ate a lot of ice cream and Starburst. It was weird. And Coca-Cola.
That
Yeah.
a good story to keep.
He was fucking 12-pack of Coca-Cola in a 6-hour session. You're like, man, your kidneys have got to be hurting. But
Well, we get there for a time session,
and he wouldn't be there.
Well, no, he'd be
There'd
playing a
poop
game.
laying in the middle of the floor.
he'd be playing a
Pick
shooting
the
game.
poop up, man. Your dog's gonna poop on the
Metal
floor.
on.
You ain't gonna pick it up. You got people.
You'll be
coming
playing
over.
Call of Duty for 2 hours until. All right, you guys ready?
Yeah, I'm trying to finish up this game of Call of Duty real quick before I record you guys. It's like, it's like, man, are you serious?
It's okay. We recorded in a storage unit before, so.
it? Yeah.
Yeah, we've done what we've had to do. We've paid our dues.
Yeah. Well,
We're gonna try to get Eddie Vedder on Volume 2 with
Nice.
us,
Yeah.
at least for one song, like a hunger strike type thing.
I don't think we can afford to pay that bill.
We're just gonna ask him. We're not gonna pay him anything. The CD has to go somewhere, you know.
We got this triangle part. We want
Yeah.
to play.
But as for the way the CD sounds, we all were inspired by Throwing Copper, so we kind of wanted
Yeah.
a live
Yeah.
Throwing
A live
Copper
record.
feel.
It's got a cool feel to it.
Yeah, we were trying to do the
Overall
record more
sound.
like like live. Have that overall sound like that.
Yeah.
It's a
Sonically.
good album.
great record. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just trying to be ourselves and not try to sound like anybody else out there right now.
Sure. Yeah, well, I missed Ed. Ed was in town a little bit ago.
Old Rock House,
Oh
wasn't it?
yeah,
I think it was Blueberry Hill last.
Blueberry
Oh yeah,
Hill.
Old Rock House was the time
That
before.
would have been cool.
Yeah, it would have been. I wanted to go. It was like an unplugged set.
Have you heard
Just
them
Well, I
with
bet it was.
When I was coming in, they just played on the Viper. They played was that Big Sky or
Have you heard live with their new singer? Chris Shin, man, it's good. He was in a band called Unified Theory, and live just came out with a new record called The Turn, and it's phenomenal. It's a great record, and they recorded it at the same. You ever heard of the Gracious Few? You know who Candlebox is, right?
Oh, yeah.
Candlebox is in a couple different projects. Kevin Martin from Candlebox is in like the Gracious Few, Le Projet, The Infinite Staircase with Zach Wilde. And they have a studio that's owned by, is his name Chris Taylor or is it Chad Taylor from Live?
Oh, I don't know.
Chad Taylor, isn't it? I think it's
That sounds
Chad.
right. That sounds right.
But he owns the studio, and that's he has the studio and has all these musicians just come by and record. they can have it for a whole month or whatever. And they recorded with the same engineers that did Throwing Copper, just did their new record as well.
Nice.
So it's pretty neat, to hear. Everybody acts like you have to have Pro Tools 11 and all that to put out a good record, but all the greats that came out in the 90s and all that were long before Pro Tools. You know? So, these were phenomenal records then. So why can't we still just make them that way now?
Sure.
That same.
What is it? Chris Lord-Alge, who did Throwing Copper, engineered it or produced it. He said that around 90% of what you hear on that record was first take. They just came in. They knew their shit. They came in and played it. A couple of little overdubs here or there. You know what I mean? And did some backing stuff.
Well, they had already had like 700 or 800 shows under their belt before they even recorded Mental Jewelry.
I'm ready for a new Metallica album.
Really?
Yeah, I want to hear it.
It's going to be unload. It's going to be unload this time, right?
No.
They have load, reload. They're
People
going to unload,
complain.
dropping loads.
That's
Metallica comes out with
I
everything.
think reload and load.
Dropping loads all over your nerdy face.
Those albums get walked. Get them.
That's midnight.
I'm ready for a new Metallica album.
Are you?
Some kind of monster.
Yeah. Yeah! I wonder if he yells at his kids like that. Put that down! Yeah.
There's like a
Just yells at them about stuff. Pick up your Legos!
It's like Robert Trio.
Yeah.
Or if he stubs it, do you think...
Trujillo.
He's got a documentary I'm looking forward to about a bass player from the 70s, 80s. Jake, I can't say his, who I'm
Jaco
talking-
Pastorius.
Jaco Pastorius. So that's going to be pretty interesting. That's just coming out. I just read about that the other day.
Huh.
I'm ready to see that.
I just had Carl Grable on the show from The Urge, and he was he credited him as a big influence of his.
Yeah.
So
I can't remember the name of the band that he was in. Something Weather.
Dead Weather?
No, not Dead Weather, but it was.
They got.
He's just an excellent bass player. A lot of people look towards him.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll. You guys want to play live or throw some tracks on? Or
Sure. Whatever works better for that.
Whatever you want. We can do an acoustic song. You can play a.
Yeah, I'd love that.
Play live and then play some
Pick up your guitar.
Get your guitar. You said you want to do bridges?
Yeah, I'll do whatever, yeah.
They all make their choices and find other ways. I'd rather rush for something than waste another day. And right now in this moment, exploring into mud. And what we didn't notice was never heard of. Yes, I have regrets. Don't we all? Let's move and we watch the time go by, baby. Let's make another move. The bridge is blind, we can't go back. You know that trouble follows no matter where we turn. So let's just pray to God that He won't let our souls burn.
All right, so that was Bridges.
Yeah.
Previously unreleased, a Rock Paper Podcast exclusive, is it?
Yes. This will be the only place that you'll be able to hear that version of that song for a while.
Yeah.
Next album, I'm going to put it on the next album.
Yep.
This show on October 10th is going to help pay for it.
Yeah.
So yeah, come out October 10th. Pops, We Are United presents Divide the Empire with special guest Divine Sorrow.
Yep. Nothing Set in Stone, Midnight Reveille, and Pirate Signal.
Pirate Signal.
And the doors are at 6:30.
Doors are at 6.
Yeah,
Shows at 6:30.
Yeah, shows start around 6:30, and tickets are $7 if you get them from us and the bands. If you come to the door, it's $8. So, if you want to save $1, get a hold of us.
Yeah.
And I think some of them are actually running $5 tickets too.
Yeah, some of them might be.
Midnight Reveille selling for $5. So if you want to get a super discount, hit the guys up.
And I think we've talked about. Have we put a price on what we're going to do our record that night?
That evening you'll be able to get our CD. It'll be the first night it'll be available, and we'll be able to get it for $5 that night.
Yeah,
very cool.
Yeah, so CD release party, and you'll be able to get the CD for $5 that evening.
Nice.
Because you paid to come see us, and that is important enough.
Yep.
So.
And yeah, that's gonna be a good party.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm going to wait to have any alcohol until after we play, and then anybody that wants to do shots, bring it. Because I plan on doing some liver testing that evening. I have to test it and make sure that it's good. It's been a while since I've put it through any kind of tests. You know, I haven't had a CD release party in 3 years now, so it's been a while since I've had a good
Your
time.
last one was pretty epic.
And Nikki, his wife, will be driving him home.
The last CD party was pretty epic. Our last CD release party was with Great White. So we got to play with Jack Russell from Jack Russell's Great White, which is Great White.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got to play a show with him after I had poisoned sumac all over my face and then inhaled it. So I had a huge tomato-shaped face, and my eyes were almost swollen shut. But I got to play with Great White. So it was super cool, except for the video. It's kind of scary. If you remember the original Ninja Turtles movie, it was very similar to Raphael.
I came across a broken jaw with 4 baby turtles. I gave them all names.
Sorry, I had to go off.
Leonardo, Michelangelo, Donatello, and Raphael. Practically the art of ninja.
What do you got me all off on a tangent for? All right.
Yeah, I think we had that Rob Boyer and them from Conquest on that Great White show.
Yeah, Conquest was.
came out and played
That was
that
fun
show.
times.
That was
Yeah.
cool.
And so did what was the guy at Michael Henry's band?
Anger Child.
Anger Child. I can't remember why I forget that name, but yeah, they played with us too. It was fun times.
Yeah, that was a good time.
Good times and great oldies.
Yeah, good times and great oldies.
But that was then. This is now.
This is the now.
So we got a new lineup this time.
Hanging out with the Rock Paper Podcast. Well, we want to thank you for coming to our jam space, man, and spending a few hours with us.
Yeah.
It was kind of serial killerish there at the beginning, wasn't it? You had to follow me down this road.
Yeah, sure. It's a little,
Take you to the back of a building.
Come into our doctor's office.
Follow
me. We give exams here.
I did one where these guys, and I didn't know them before, similar situation, and they invited me into their basement, and I was like, all right, well, hopefully this goes well. And but it was one of my favorites, so it's like
It puts its lotion on its skin. You know? I heard you. I'm looking for the new Auto Trader.
But yeah, it's I've met a lot of people that way through doing this, and everything's been great so far.
Yeah,
so
far.
Yeah.
He's pulled over already. Can't pull over any further.
That's a wrap.
Smile every once in a while right before you burn. Racing every day for what working hard to give. but in the end you're wrong. Love, can I tell you what you were to have? Don't know anything. Don't know anything. Yeah. Talk is cheap, I guess. So to say, time goes by so fast. Look how we changed. All the time to be something that would come.